Hey everyone, this is Nikita from Parcel Tracker, and today I want to show you guys how I'd set up my account for freight forwarding operations. Before we start, it's important to understand what Parcel Tracker is and what it isn't. Parcel Tracker doesn't replace your freight forwarding systems or custom systems. It doesn't handle carrier bookings or transport planning. Instead, it focuses on what happens after freight arrives at your facility. Freight forwarders coordinate shipments across countries and carriers. Once freight reaches your warehouse, shipments must be received, stored, consolidated, and routed between facilities, often involving multiple handovers. When freight is dispatched to a third-party carrier, visibility between sites can be lost. This makes delays or missing shipments harder to trace. This is where Parcel Tracker comes in. It speeds up the intake process and helps freight forwarders track movements between their facilities even if it's across different cities or different countries. Through Parcel Tracker, you can log shipments when they arrive, notify the destination warehouse that freight is on its way, reconcile those parcels when they arrive, and record final delivery or pickup with a clear audit trail, all in one platform. By the end of this tutorial, your internal parcel management processes should look like this. Parcel arrives at the consolidation warehouse. We'll scan in parcels by selecting Scan Parcels, and press and hold the button to pick up the name, and again to pick up the barcode. You can assign the parcel tags, give it a storage location, and even get a wider photo of the parcel. When you're done scanning and adding in the details, press Submit, and you'll be able to continue scanning. You can do this for multiple parcels in a row. This is the second parcel. Again, press and hold the button to pick up the name, and again to pick up the barcode. You can add tags, assign the parcel a storage location, and get a wider photo of the parcel. Press Submit. This is the last parcel. Again, press and hold the button to pick up the name, again to pick up the barcode, add tags, assign a storage location, and get a wider photo. Press Submit, Next, and check in all of the parcels. Once the parcels have been checked in, they can be consolidated and prepared for dispatch. When parcels are ready for dispatch, we'll go to the Out tab, select Batch Checkout, and we can either scan the parcel labels or select them from the parcel icon on the top bar. Press Confirm, Next, and we'll select Move and select the site where they're headed to. Press Confirm. This creates a pending parcel record in the next facility. The destination facility will see a Parcels Expected tab, which means that parcels are in transit to them and they should prepare to reconcile those deliveries upon arrival. When those deliveries arrive, they can reconcile them by selecting Batch Scan, and press and hold the buttons to pick up the name and the barcode. The parcel has been matched to an existing record, and you can continue scanning. And when they're done reconciling the deliveries, we'll press Next and check in. Those parcels will now be checked in to the next facility. Parcels can be delivered by an internal courier. The courier will select the Move tab, select Pickup, select the site where he's picking up the parcels from, and he can either scan the parcels like we did earlier, or you can select them from this top bar. When he's selected the parcels, he'll press Confirm, Next, and Pick Up. Those parcels will now be marked as handled, and the courier will see where they need to go. When he arrives to the recipient, he'll select Drop Off, and he can either scan the parcels or select them from the top bar. Press Confirm, Next, and Collect. The recipient will provide a signature to confirm delivery, then the courier will press Collect to sign out the parcel. Recipients can also pick up their parcels from the distribution facility. They will receive a QR code in their email to collect their parcel. Your staff will select Recipient Checkout, hold the button to scan their QR code, and then scan their parcel label. Press Next, and check out. That parcel will now be checked out from the facility. First, we'll start by making a Parcel Tracker account. To do that, all you have to do is go to parceltracker.com and select Start for Free to create your free account. After signing up, you'll be able to get a 14-day free trial of the Pro plan, which includes multi-site management for freight forwarders. A quick note for freight forwarders who are watching this: we understand that the Pro pricing model may not always be the best fit, especially if a lot of your customers are one-time customers. That's why we've created a flat rate discount option to make internal tracking more predictable and more cost-effective for your type of operations. Again, you can contact our team with the code FORWARDYT to get a flat rate or discount on your plan. This is what your dashboard will look like when you sign in. Before we fix any settings, I want to show you guys how you can customize your account. And to do that, we'll go to Settings. And from here, you'll be able to edit your company name, add a company logo, and even add your address. To edit your company name, all you have to do is enter the new one. And to add a logo, click Upload Logo, select Browse File, and select the file from your device. And when you're done, click Save Changes. Next, there are some features that I need to enable. To do that, let's go to Features, and I want to enable both Batch Parcel Collection and Additional Parcel Details. Batch Parcel Collection will allow you to sign out multiple parcels at once, which is great for high-volume environments like freight forwarding. With this, you'll also be able to notify the destination facility that parcels are headed to them, and exactly which parcels those are. Additional Parcel Details will allow you to add things like tags, assign parcels a storage location, and even get a wider photo of the parcel so you know what it looks like. This can go a long way in preventing parcels from going missing and preventing delays in dispatch. When that's done, it's finally time to configure the rest of my account, so we'll go back to the dashboard. And since we're using the multi-mailroom workflow, we'll first want to set up our sites. I want you to think of sites as major touchpoints where parcels are handled. So for freight forwarders, this can look like consolidation facilities and distribution facilities. For this tutorial, I named my default site US Warehouse, and we'll say I have another warehouse in Korea. Later, when we start scanning, the US warehouse will be able to notify the warehouse in Korea that parcels are headed to them, and the warehouse in Korea will also be able to reconcile those parcels upon arrival. For now, we'll just add the site, and to do that, we'll click Add Site. You can enter the name and any of these optional details. After adding in your site, it's time to add your recipients. And to do that, we'll go to Recipients. And we can bulk upload recipients using a CSV list, or we can add them in individually. For freight forwarders, you'd want to upload a list of all your current recipients. But we understand that adding in recipients individually can be a little tedious, especially when you get a lot of one-time customers. And we do have a solution for that. Parcel Tracker can integrate with your current systems via Zapier or an API integration. That way, when a customer creates an order through one of your systems, they can be automatically added to your recipient directory. You can find a list of all our integrations on parceltracker.com/integrations, or you can find our API on parceltracker.com/developer. Feel free to reach out to our support team for any questions on integrations. For now, I'll show you guys how to bulk upload recipients using a CSV list. To do that, we'll select Import List. And you can either select an existing file from your device, or you can download our template, which you can fill in. This is what that template looks like. There are some optional fields, but the most important ones you'll need will be the recipient's first name, their last name, their email. The reason why we want their email is because Parcel Tracker will use this as the primary notification platform, and their location and drop-off location. Here's my sample recipient CSV list. You'll see that I have the first name, last name, and their email. Their location in this use case would be the recipient's address. And for drop-off location, this is primarily needed if you have an internal courier who can deliver parcels directly to the end recipient after it arrives to the distribution warehouse. For this tutorial, we'll say that only a few of our customers have requested for their parcels to be delivered directly to them, and I've added in their drop-off location as the same name as their location. When your recipient list is ready, select Browse File, select the file from your device, tick this box that says you have permission to upload the data, and click Continue. From this tab, you want to make sure that each column is mapped out to the correct property. And here's an example of when I encountered an error. In this example, unit, which I used to define room numbers, was not recognized as a location, so all I had to do was select the correct one, and in this case it would be location. When you're done, press Continue. Review the data. You can also make any last-minute changes from here. And when you're done, press Continue. If you're prompted to select the default site, you'll want to select the very first touchpoint, which in this case would be our US warehouse. Press Confirm. And finally, upload. Parcel Tracker will show you if there were any errors during the process, if there were any duplicate recipients, or if any recipient data was uploaded from an old CSV list. So now let's view all recipients. And we'll see all of their information here. You can also add recipients individually, and to do that, you'll just have to click Add Recipient and enter their necessary details. But again, for freight forwarding, this can be very tedious, especially when you get a lot of one-time customers. And for that, we recommend using our Zapier integration or our API. Since Parcel Tracker is a mobile app, you can use a phone or a tablet. Apple or Android both work, but for best performance, we recommend at least an iPhone SE or an Android with 6 GB of RAM and a 2.8 GHz processor. You can have designated devices on each site, or you can have staff download them onto their personal phones. And if so, you can add them in as Mailroom users. And to do that, we'll go back to Settings and select Mailroom Users. To add a new Mailroom user, we'll select Invite User and enter the necessary details. From here, you'll be able to select their user permissions and their site access. For user permissions, if you just want this person to be able to scan in and scan out parcels, then you can just invite them as normal. But if you want them to have control over the sites and features, then you can invite them as admin. Internal couriers and cargo handlers or clerks would have normal access, while admins can include operations managers and logistics directors. When you're done, press Send, and that person will have received an email to become a user on your account. Next would be to set up our tags. So let's go to Tags under Configurator. You'll see that Parcel Tracker already has some default tags, but you can add more as needed. In freight forwarding, tags can tell teams how a parcel should be handled, where it's headed next, or what actions are required at that stage. You can use more general tags like fragile or hazardous or priority shipment, or you can use routing tags like if it's outbound via road, sea, or flight, or which facility it should be headed to if you have multiple distribution facilities. To add a tag, we'll click Add Tag, and you can enter the name and even select a color so that it's easier to see. When you're done adding in all of your tags, let's go to Storage Locations. Storage locations can be especially useful in large facilities like warehouses in freight forwarding. One common issue that we see in large facilities is that parcels can go missing or misplaced. This can cause delays, which is something that we want to avoid in high-volume environments. With Parcel Tracker, you can map out the entire physical space and narrow it down to each shelf, each aisle, each pallet, each staging area. You can also add specialized storage areas like temperature-controlled zones or hazardous material zones. So to add a location, we'll click Add Location, and enter the name and click Save and Add Another to add a new one, or Save to close the window. You can also add storage locations for each site, and to do that, all you have to do is click this drop-down bar and select the site that you want to configure. Next, we'll configure our notifications, and to do that, we'll go back to the dashboard and click Notifications. You'll be able to configure notifications for each site, and since this is a new account, we'll do it all in one go. Right now, it's only showing us the US warehouse, but if we click on this drop-down bar in the sidebar, we can also select our distribution facility. Parcel Tracker has 4 types of notifications. The first one is delivery notification, which is what the recipient would receive when the parcel is scanned into the facility. A collection notification is a confirmation email that that recipient has received their parcel. Reminder notifications can be set up if recipients leave their parcels uncollected for too long. And the sign-up notification is also a confirmation email that a recipient has been added to your directory. You'll be able to configure notifications for each site, so I'll show you guys how to edit a notification first. We'll do delivery notifications in the US warehouse. To edit, select Actions, and then Edit. This is what our default notification template looks like. The recipient will receive a QR code which they can use to collect their parcel. They'll need to present their QR code to collection staff to confirm that the parcel is theirs. You'll be able to edit the subject, the heading, and the subheading. You can choose to address the recipient by their first name, include their last name, or even by their alias if they have an alias. You can also choose to display advanced parcel details, and this will show the recipient things like notes, who the courier was, and when the delivery arrived. Since the US warehouse is a consolidation warehouse, we won't need this QR code, so I'll disable it. But I still want them to be informed as to the status of their parcel. So I can edit the messaging to say that their parcel has reached the consolidation point and will soon be in dispatch to the distribution facility. To edit the messaging, just enter the new one. And when you're done, just press Submit to save the changes. You can also disable this notification if the recipient doesn't need it, and to do that, again, select Actions and Remove to remove the template. If you have a customer pickup model in your distribution facility, then you want to make sure that the QR code is enabled so that the recipient can securely pick up their parcel. So now let's select the delivery notification under the distribution facility. Again, we'll click Actions and Edit. The QR code is enabled, and again, we can edit the messaging, and when you're happy with the changes, just press Submit. If you want to enable reminder notifications, then we'll click Add and Create to create the default template. Again, you can edit the messaging, and you can even set a reminder delay and a maximum number of reminders. And when you're happy with the changes, just press Submit. Now that that's all done, it's finally time to start scanning in some parcels. Right now you're looking at my phone screen, and first I want to show you guys where you can find Parcel Tracker on the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. So whichever one you're on, go to Search, look for Parcel Tracker, select Parcel Tracker-Mailroom, and this is the app that you want to download. When you're done downloading it, all you have to do is sign in with your account details. I've moved my phone screen so that I can show you guys a flowchart of where parcel is currently at in your operations. Right now, we'll see that parcels have arrived to the receiving bay at your consolidation warehouse. And when you're ready to scan in those parcels, we'll select Scan Parcels, hold the camera over the label, and press and hold the button to pick up the name, and again to pick up the barcode. Since we enabled additional parcel details earlier, we'll be able to add things like tags. If you scroll down, you'll be able to assign it a storage location. Parcel Tracker auto-extracts images upon the scan-in, but if you have a wider parcel, for example, you might want to take a wider photo so that you know what it looks like. To do that, all you have to do is press Add Photo and take a photo as normal. And when you're done, press Submit, and you'll be able to continue scanning. This is our second parcel. Again, we'll press and hold the button to pick up the name, and again to pick up the barcode. Select Tags, you can assign a storage location, and get a wider photo of the parcel. Press Submit. And here's our final parcel. Again, we'll press and hold the buttons to pick up the name. Again, to pick up the barcode, select the tags, assign a storage location, and get a wider photo. When you're done, press Submit, and then Next. Parcel Tracker will show you a preview of all the parcels you've scanned. You can select this drop-down bar to view the parcel details, and then this page icon to edit them. And when you're done, just press check-in. And now the parcels are checked in to the US warehouse. Now let's say that some time has passed and the parcels have been consolidated and prepared for dispatch. When they're ready to head to the next facility, we'll go to the Out tab, select Batch Checkout, and again we can either scan the parcels or we can select them from this parcel icon on the top bar. When you're done, press Confirm, Next, and since these are headed to our distribution facility, we'll select Move, select the site, and press Confirm. Those parcels are now checked out of the US warehouse and in transit to our Korean destination facility. The team in our distribution facility will see that parcels are headed to them, and I'll show you guys what that looks like. Let's switch to our Korea facility, and to do that we'll go to Settings, select My Account, change Site, and Korea Distribution Facility. Press Confirm. And the team in our Korea distribution facility will see that we have 3 parcels expected. Marking parcels as expected basically gives the next facility advance notice. It creates a pending arrival record so that the team can reconcile them upon arrival. If we select parcels expected, we'll be able to see the details of those parcels. And now let's say that they've arrived to the facility. Since these are pending parcels, we'll select Batch Scan instead of Scan Parcels. Scan Parcels is for recording new parcels. If you look at the parcel icon on the top bar, you'll see that we have 0 out of 3. The number 3 represents how many parcels we have pending, and you'll even see their details if you press the parcel icon. So now let's reconcile them by scanning them in. Again, you want to hold the camera over the label, press and hold the button to pick up the name and the barcode. And we have a match, so now we can continue scanning. Here's my second parcel. We can also select those parcels instead, and to do that, just press the parcel icon on the top bar. And select the parcel and press Confirm. And when you're done scanning or selecting those parcels, press Next. And then check in. Those pending parcels are now checked in to the next facility. So when parcels are at the distribution facility, they can either be picked up by the end recipient or delivered to them by an internal courier. We'll do the Courier Delivery first. Your internal courier will go to the Move tab, select Pickup, select the site where they're picking up the parcels from, and he can either scan the labels or select them from the parcel icon in the top bar. We'll say that only Isaac's parcels are going to be delivered, so we'll select those and press Confirm. Next, and Pick Up. Those parcels will now be marked as handled, and handled parcels mean that there has been a courier who has picked them up. And since we added in a drop-off location earlier, your courier will be able to see where those parcels need to go. When he arrives at the end recipient, he'll select Drop-Off. Again, he can either scan the parcels or he can select them from this parcel icon on the top bar. Press Confirm. Next. And finally, Collect. Your internal courier can get the recipient's signature to confirm delivery, and then press Collect. And this will sign out those parcels. Next, we'll do recipient checkout. Your recipient will receive a QR code in their email, and all they have to do is present this to the collection staff to collect their parcel. We'll select Recipient Checkout. First, we'll scan his QR code, and then scan the parcel that he's going to collect or select them from the top bar. And when you're done, press Next and Checkout. Since a QR code was used, you can simply proceed to checkout, but if you want to get their signature, then you can switch to recipient signature and then checkout. Now we're back at the Parcel Tracker web dashboard, and I want to show you guys where you can find the timeline of parcel movements. And to do that, we'll go to Parcels, and let's select one of Isaac's parcels. Hover over the parcel, press Open, and here on the right, you'll be able to see a full timeline of where a parcel has been ever since it was checked into the US warehouse, and also when it was picked up by the courier and when it was finally collected by the recipient. You'll also be able to see which user handled those parcels. I want to show you guys one more tab that I think you'll find really helpful, and that's our Statistics tab. From the sidebar, select Statistics, and you'll be able to see things like your peak check-in times, your peak checkout times, your top couriers, and your average parcel turnaround time. Since this is a new account, we don't have a lot of data here yet, but I'll show you guys what it looks like once you've spent enough time with the software. Now I'll give you guys an example of how I would use these statistics to improve my freight forwarding operations. If I notice that my peak check-in and checkout times happen during a certain day or hour, I can use this information to prepare for those peak times by allocating more resources like extra helping hands, parcel trolleys, or even performing parcel audits to make sure that there's enough space for incoming parcels. Parcel turnaround time refers to the amount of time it takes for a parcel to be collected after it's been checked in from the first facility. If I notice that I have high average turnaround time, it might mean that I need to hire more couriers, identify where bottlenecks are occurring in my warehouses, and see if there's anything causing delays, or it might mean I need to change carriers for faster service. And that is it for our freight forwarding tutorial. Please let us know if you found this video helpful, which features you like best, or which features you'd like to see us add in the future. You can find our sign up link in the description below. And again, if you want to upgrade your plan, use the code FORWARDYT. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with our latest features. Thank you for watching and see you next time.